In this video, I'll be showing you a very simple way to cut your basic sleeve pattern that will fit perfectly with your armhole. So watch till the end so that you don't miss out on any important information. Your pattern paper should be folded into two, just as you see in this video. And then you take your measurement from the closed edge. So come down by 1/2 inch and then mark a starting line, just as you see me do. We'll be starting with the long sleeve pattern. So go on to mark your shoulder to elbow measurement. Mine is 12 inches, so I'm marking 12 for my shoulder to elbow. And then you go on to mark your shoulder to wrist measurement. My shoulder to wrist is 24. So I'm just marking the point, and then I'll mark it on the other side, and then I'll join the points together to form a straight line, just as you see me do. So the next thing is to calculate our cap height. Our cap height is the distance from our shoulder to the floor of our armhole. So to calculate your cap height is your bust circumference divided by 12 plus 1. My own bust circumference is 33. 33 divided by 12 plus 1 is 3.75. And I'll go ahead to mark my cap height of 3.75. And I'll mark it on the other side, and then I'll join the points together. So on that cap height line, I'll take my round armhole divided by 2. Or if you have drafted your basic bodice pattern, just get your pattern and measure what you have on the armhole area. Okay, so just take your time, carefully measure what you have in the armhole area. For me, I have 7.5. So on that cap height line, I'll go ahead to mark 7.5, which I have measured, just as you see me do. So on your starting line, go ahead to mark 3.75, which is what we got when we calculated our cap height. Then go underneath that mark and then get the midpoint from your starting line to your cap height line. Get the midpoint and then mark it. So go ahead to use your curve ruler to join the points together. Take note of the way I placed my curve ruler, okay? You can see how I turned my curve ruler to join the second points together, okay? So do yours the same way. So now I'm just using my marker just to make it bold for you all to see clearly. You can see how beautiful our curve is looking already. So now I'll go ahead to measure to confirm that I have my armhole measurement. So that's what I'm doing. So carefully measure to confirm that you have your armhole measurement. Yes, so for me, I have 7.5, which is my round armhole measurement divided by 2. And I also have 1 inch allowance. So altogether, I have 8.5. So now I'll take my round elbow measurement divided by 2. And I will add 1 inch sewing allowance to it. So my round elbow measurement is 11 divided by 2, 5.5 plus 1 inch sewing allowance, that's 6.5. So I'm marking 6.5. And then my round wrist is 8. 8 divided by 2 is 4. And then I'll add 1 inch sewing allowance to it. So I'm marking 5. And then I'll join the points together. If you don't know how to properly take your elbow and your wrist measurements, I'll leave the link up here, so that you can watch that video to know how to properly take your basic sleeve measurement. We're done with our long sleeve pattern. Let's go ahead to cut it out. So this is the pattern paper we'll be using to draft our short sleeve. So come down by 0.5 inch and mark a starting line. Remember that your pattern paper should be on fold. After marking your starting line, go ahead to measure your cap height. Remember, we already calculated our cap height when we were drafting the long sleeve. So my cap height is 3.75. So I'm going to go ahead to mark 3.75. And then the length of my short sleeve, I'll be using 8. So depending on you, depending on the length you want. But for me, I'll be using 8. You can use 9, you can use 10. So I'll go ahead to mark the same point on the other side. And I'll join the points together to form a straight line. On my cap height line, I'll go in to mark my armhole measurement divided by 2. My armhole is 15. 15 divided by 2 is 7.5. So my upper arm circumference is 10 inches. Divided by 2, that's 5 inches. Then I'll add 1 inch sewing allowance. So I'll be marking 6 inches. So on my starting line, I'll go in by 3.75, which is my cap height. So I'll mark 3.75. And so I'll go just underneath that mark and I'll take the midpoint of my starting line and my cap height line, just as we did for the long sleeve. Okay, so I'll get the midpoint and I will mark it, and then after marking it, I'll use my curve ruler to connect the points together, just as we did for the long sleeve. Take your time when you are doing this part. There's no rush. Connect the points together properly with your curve. Okay, after that, go ahead to join the points I've marked together, and once you have done that, your short sleeve pattern is ready. Okay, so let's go ahead to cut the short sleeve pattern together. Please don't forget to give me a thumbs up, leave a comment, and then share this video. Thank you so much for watching. I'll see you in my next one.